When I was a teenager, there was a song by a guy named Alice Cooper called "School's Out for Summer." When that song was first released, it was banned on lots of radio stations because the authorities were concerned it would cause too much youthful rage and disobedience and other nefarious stuff. To us, it was just an anthem, a scream of pure freedom, primal freedom. There's nothing quite like it at the end of a long school year. On that last day of school, to be leaving, like in high school with your friends in a car, on a beautiful early summer day, with "School's Out for Summer" blasting as you're all departing that campus for what seems like an eternity. And you're never going to have to worry about it again. Or at least that's the way it feels in the moment. That is what it's like in Life 2.0 every day. That is my experience every single day. And that is what I want to talk about today, is how discovering your authentic self and living yourself, letting yourself live fully in this moment and enjoy every aspect of it is the essence of this second chance, this opportunity to experience life from an authentic perspective and enjoy your life fully. This is Life 2.0. Let's talk about it. When you're married, you're constantly making compromises in order to accommodate this other adult that you're living with, this woman that you dedicated your life to. Your desire and the efforts that you put into accomplishing that desire to be a good husband is what you've dedicated your life to. And sometimes that means making some sacrifices and some compromises. And sometimes those sacrifices run deep. Well, if you've made all those sacrifices and you've done everything you can to be the best man that you can for a very, very long time, it feels like you have been repressing this inner fire within you, this inner desire to be your authentic self, to live your life on your own terms. And even though the divorce might not be what you asked for, it may not be what you wanted, it's been gifted to you in a way. You've been given this opportunity now to live your life from your authentic self. When I say that to guys, a lot of times they'll say, well, I'm not really sure what that means. How do I find my authentic self? Well, the first step is understanding that your authentic self is not something out there in the world. It's something on the inside. This is something that you've always been. It's like you know what flavor ice cream you like. That's always been the case, and that will always be the case. You enjoy chocolate ice cream or strawberry or whatever your flavor is. That's authentically you. No one convinced you that chocolate was better than vanilla. No one ever proved to you that, or coerced you, or, made you feel guilty or ashamed for liking chocolate. You just like chocolate, and so you eat your chocolate ice cream with no hesitation. That has got to be the way your whole life is, where everything just feels natural and fulfilling, like eating a big bowl of your favorite ice cream. The first step in understanding who you are and what your authentic self is like is understanding the difference between subjective and objective perspective. So when you choose your chocolate ice cream, that is subjectively your favorite. That may not be objectively everybody's favorite, although I don't know why it wouldn't be, but just in case it's not, you have a subjective claim to make that is your favorite ice cream, and no one can take that away from you. When you're living your life subjectively, it doesn't matter what other people say or think about your choices in life. It only matters what you believe about it. And that is the most difficult thing to get past in today's society because we are so interconnected. Everything about our lives is open for observation and judgment and criticism. And it's important for you to recognize that you have all of this noise going on in the background, and you need to be able to filter that out and listen closely to your own voice, because it's your voice that matters most. Nothing that anyone else says about the way you live your life or the choices that you make is really all that important anymore. The only voice that matters is your own. So it's not about the house you live in, the amount of money you make, the car you drive, or what town you live in, or any of those things. It's about what you believe about it. If somebody else says, well, you know, I don't like being outdoors because I don't like the bugs. Well, I get that, that's fine, but that's not going to affect the way I live my life at all, you know? Some people love the beach, some people hate the beach. You got to make your own choice. The wonderful thing about being single as a man is that you're no longer trying to please or to win the favor of a woman. In fact, one of the most amazing things about bringing a woman into your life, especially when you're a young man, is that you have a lot of lost opportunity in this time. So when you're like between the ages of, say, I don't know, 18 and 30, maybe even 35, if you commit yourself to a long-term relationship, there's a lot of time there that you're dedicating to this relationship. And it's very likely that this relationship is going to be shaping your life in ways that you don't fully understand. You will have committed yourself on this path without really knowing who you are to begin with. So understanding what your subjective preferences are is going to be very difficult because you've never really had a chance to experience them fully on your own, to decide for yourself what it is that you really, really like about yourself and about life in general. Because you've brought this woman in and she has been shaping you from the very beginning. Now, you've gone along with the shaping because you've been getting what you want from this relationship, but at the same time, you've been losing a piece of yourself in exchange, something that you didn't realize that you were giving up. You were giving up this authentic aspect of who you are in order to get whatever she has that you want, and you know what I'm talking about. And I don't think that's a good exchange at all. In fact, I think that you're giving up way more than what you're getting in this deal. Something else to know about your authentic self is that we all have one, and there is some common ground in our authenticity. I think it was Albert Einstein who said, you have one fundamental choice to make in life, and that is, do we live in a hostile universe or a friendly universe? Your authentic self will see the way to the friendly universe every time. Anything else, any other answer, is an indication that there's some aspect of you that has been shaped by external forces to have you believe that the universe is hostile. Now, I mentioned that today in particular because the government shut down. We've had all kinds of political upheaval over the last, 20 years, but it's getting worse and worse and worse all the time. And the media that we are all exposed to is pumping us full with this hate talk all the time. They're manipulating us with their political messaging and their desire to get more views, and to fan the flames of discontentment and anger and hatred toward our fellow man. And that is just like someone saying chocolate ice cream is lousy, it sucks. You need to come to a conclusion for yourself about the motives of other people. And you need to see them as being genuine and friendly, that their intentions are not necessarily to harm you or to cause you pain or difficulty. Now, you need to protect yourself to a certain degree, but you don't need to be overtly adding to the animosity that is driving so much of our culture these days. So I would challenge you to choose, like Einstein did, the friendly universe answer, because when you do that, it causes a cascade of events to occur within you. Now you are open to opportunities to have relationships with people that you never would have deemed possible. And you no longer judge people by their facade, by what they're expressing in that moment. You see through it, and you see through to the core of that person, and you understand that if they are experiencing some kind of discomfort in their lives and they're expressing some kind of negativity, that it's a facade. It's not real. It's just some mythology that they bought into from some shaping that's gone on in their life at some point in the past. And you've got to be able to see through to the core, to who that person really is. And when you can do that, and you can see the humanity in every other person, well, you won't find any hatred there. There'll be nothing there to be angry about. There'll be no disagreements that can't be resolved. And I think that we've lost that in our culture today, that ability to see the humanity in our rivals and people that we disagree with. Disagreeing with people about politics has been going on since the beginning of time. So don't let it, fool you into believing that we are in some special era right now. We're not. People have been fighting about politics since the beginning of time. It's just part of life. But don't turn them into the monsters. Don't make them the other, because they are not the other. They are us. They are us. And we are them. And we need to be respectful and listen and understand where they're coming from. Because if we don't, there won't be anyone here to, to listen to these videos. The solution to all of your problems is internal. There is nothing outside of you that will change your internal experience. My ex-wife was a big believer that if she could change something on the outside, that it would somehow impact her on the inside and she would be happy. So she always wanted to do stuff, buy stuff, go places, etc. and change things. And we would argue about this to no end. And even 10, 15 years ago, I knew that was bullshit. I knew there was no way that taking a cruise or going to Disney or going to Hawaii or anywhere else or buying clothes or cars or having nannies or a bigger house, none of that was going to make anybody happy. None of that was going to answer any problems. That was going to solve the problem of unhappiness. The only way that you fix your problems is from the inside out. The only way that you can live your life authentically is from the inside out. You've got to be able to see that the root of all of your problems starts with your misunderstanding of who you are and what your role is on this plane of existence. You've got to see that you are divinely placed and inspired to impact people in healthy, meaningful ways and to expand the universe to a certain degree through your experience. And it's only through your experience, your positive interactions with other people, that we all get better, we all grow, we all become the best version of ourselves. But each one of us has to be out there applying that principle in order for us to all achieve the greatness that we're capable of. If we are pointing our fingers at other people, at other events, or at things that we need or we believe we need in our lives, and saying, I won't be happy until, I can't be fulfilled until, then we'll never, ever, ever get there. Because it'll just be like an addiction, where it's just the next thing that comes along is going to be necessary in order to make us happy. And you'll never get to the end of it. It all begins and ends inside you. When you come to terms with the idea and you make the decision for yourself that today I choose happiness, today I choose peace, today I will look for reasons to feel fulfilled in my life, then you can make a difference. Then you start taking control of your life. Then you can truly experience the fulfillment and joy, happiness that you want. And no one can shake it from you. No one can take it from you. No one can make you disbelieve that possibility, because it will be in you. And that kind of power is it's intoxicating, because then every day it's like school's out for summer, you know? I've spoken in other videos about how the only thing of value that you have, you must give away. Like you can't take it, you can't acquire it independently. Someone has to give it to you. You have to give it to yourself. And I'm talking, of course, about love, respect, kindness, and forgiveness. And we'll just call it love for the sake of this conversation. But when you give these qualities, these experiences to other people in an unconditional way, when you forgive someone unconditionally, when you love someone, you give someone love unconditionally. And I hear people in the comments say, John, you can't give unconditional love. That doesn't exist. I'm telling you it does. I give unconditionally to my my kids all the time, all the time. And even to my friends sometimes, you know, they need something, they're in trouble, whatever. I will give unconditionally to them, where there is nothing that they can do to reply. Actually, I had a friend who's in some trouble, and I just made some phone calls on her behalf, just to help her out, to pull some strings, to make things possible for her to achieve some of the things that she needs to achieve in her life. And there's nothing that she can do for me. She's not in a position where she has any input into my life at all, at all. But I was able to help her out, and it made me feel good to do it. And it actually, in a way, made the people that I called upon to help her feel good as well. So unconditional love is a baseline that we can achieve in our lives if we wish to. The same goes for unconditional respect. You know, people say, John, no, respect is earned. You've got to earn respect. No, I think everyone has a certain level of respect. They have the respect until they lose it. You know, I think that everyone gets your respect until they show some reason for not being respectful or not being respected. But even at that point, they still have the opportunity to earn it back. But when you give respect to another human being, just because they exist, just for the mere fact that they exist, it doesn't matter what their station in life is, you respect their right to exist, that's a baseline. I don't think anyone has any trouble doing that. And then kindness. Giving kindness unconditionally is easy. My gosh, we have opportunities at every turn. You know, just at the grocery counter, just being kind to the guy that's checking you out, or the person that's behind you who only has one item and you've got this giant basket full of stuff. Let them take the spot in front so they can just go. You know, we all do these little kind things all the time. You know, not blowing your horn at the idiot who sits at a green light, you know, because they're looking at their phone. You're thinking, okay, he'll get it eventually. You know, if I see the light turn yellow, I'll beep my horn. You know, but you know what I'm talking about. We all do it all the time. And allowing that to expand in your life, to allowing that kindness to grow and expand in your life, to give love freely to the people that you care about, and even to strangers from time to time, when you know that they can't do anything to affect your life at all, and when you are able to forgive people unconditionally. Just say, you know, I don't want to carry around the burden of being angry at you any longer. I'm just going to forgive you, and you don't got to do anything. And just let them off the hook. And then, of course, you know, the unconditional respect. But when you can give these things to people on the regular, when it's just a part of who you are, you will find that your life works better all the time. That your life just has less bumps, less obstacles, fewer issues are going to come up and cause you problems, because you are going to be in alignment with this energy that is going to allow you to achieve the things that you really, really want in your life. Because really what you want is you want to have that experience all the time. You want to be in a place of peace where you're able to experience your life in a genuinely peaceful, happy, harmonious way. And when you are living your life at that level, and you're giving that out all the time, you can't help but create that level of peace and harmony in your own life. And that will materialize in whatever way that you envision in your mind. So for me, it was standing here in the middle of this stream with my dogs, talking to you guys. For you, it might be living on a beach in California or in Hawaii or, I don't know, Costa Rica. But whatever it is, whatever that is, you can bring it closer, faster, by aligning yourself with that state of mind that you want to achieve when you get there. You see what I mean? So that love, respect, kindness, and forgiveness, that's all peace. That's what that is. That is all just peace of mind. And if you want to have that peace of mind in the future, you can have it right now in the way that you behave, in the way you act, in the way you treat people. You just bring that closer and closer to yourself. Hold that vision in your head and be that guy that lives in that nirvana in your mind. When I was at my lowest of lows, my wife had left. I'm living in this little rental house. I don't have enough money. I've left my job. I've gotten rid of all the material wealth and things in my life. I'm down to nothing. I got my kids, and I got 2 dogs, 3 dogs actually. But I was at my lowest point, you know? And I remember feeling really sorry for myself for a while. And I decided, you know, happiness is a choice that I can make here and now. And I started to appreciate everything in my life, everything about it. And I chose happiness with intention. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm just going to be happy today. You know, every morning I woke up and I thought, today I will be happy. I will find reasons to be happy. And I will do that by appreciating all of the wonderful things that I have in my life. I will find ways to be grateful about the experiences that I'm having. And I will have faith that it's all going to be okay. Happiness is not a, there is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. And you must decide for yourself that you are going to choose it if you want to experience it. It's not something that you're going to find in the world, and it is not something that someone else can give you. If you decided for yourself that you want to live a more fulfilling, happy life, then you must decide that that is what you're going to do. That you are going to choose paths, and you're going to make decisions that lead you to happiness. For example, I think it was Debu ate the shoelaces on my boot a couple days ago. You know, there was a time in my life when that would happen and I would have been kind of pissed off. You know, I'd have been like, fuck man, what the hell, you know? And I thought, you know, Shelby grabs my boots or my shoes whenever he wants something. He'll grab a shoe and he'll take it to wherever it needs to go and he'll drop it and tell me what he wants. He wants water, he'll take it to the water bowl and he'll drop it. Wants to go out, take it to the back door and he'll drop it. If he just wants my attention, he'll just carry the shoe around until I stop and pet him. Debu witnessed this and he thought, isn't that a great trick? And he started carrying my shoes around. I guess he got bored with the shoe and he started chewing on it. And he's been through a couple of pairs of my shoes. I'm glad he didn't eat through the boots because they were expensive. But I made the choice not to be angry. I made the choice to laugh about it. I made the choice to just let it go, buy some more shoelaces. They'll be here in a little while and everything will be fine. But every day you're confronted with situations that are going to give you the opportunity to choose between happiness and not happiness. And just choose it. Just choose happiness. Just decide for yourself. There's a choice that I can make at any moment. There's no rule that says I need to get angry in this moment. There's no rule that says I need to be an asshole right now. There's no rule that says I need to buy into all this vitriol and all this animosity that's going on in our culture. I don't need to do it. I don't need to support it. I don't need to buy into it. I don't need to support it in any way at all. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to make some more videos on this topic. I think that this is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a long time. And I feel like after this last year of giving you all the dirty details of what it was like going through divorce and recovery and all that, to give you some insight into exactly what you're moving toward. Because the light at the end of the tunnel is a lot closer than you think. And it's a lot brighter than you expect. And it's going to be a lot warmer than you ever could have imagined. It's going to be like walking into a warm, friendly place. And the anxiety and the anger and the just negativity that you were experiencing as your marriage was ending, all that's just going to be washed away. And you're going to be left with the sensation or the opportunity to recreate your life on your own terms. And why not choose peace? Why not choose happiness? Why not choose fulfillment? Why not choose love, respect, kindness, and forgiveness? All right, you guys, that's all I got for you today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please like and subscribe. If you know someone who might benefit from it, I ask that you share it with them. Anyway, till next time, stay healthy, and if you can, stay single.